In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to overload the relational operators. And in this particular case, we're going to look at two, the greater than operator and the greater than or equal to operator. So let's get started. We'll start with the greater than operator. So we type bool an operator greater than. Our parameters will be two constant date objects, D1 and D2. To compare two dates to see if the first one is greater than the second one, the first thing we want to do is look just at the year. So we look to see if D1's year is greater than D2's year. And if so, then that's all we have to do, so we're going to return true. Otherwise, if that is not true, then we say if D1's year is equal to D2's year, and D1's month is greater than D2's month, then return true. Because in this case, if the years are the same, but D1's month is greater than D2's month, then D1 is indeed greater than D2. If that's not the case, then we have to go one level deeper and test the days. So first we're going to say D1 and D2's years are the same. And D1's month is equal to D2's month. And now D1 get day greater than D2 get day. Then that makes the comparison true. Otherwise, the comparison is false. All right, so let's test that before we move on to the greater than or equal than operator. So let's create a date object. We'll say date today, and we'll assign it a date. And then we'll create a tomorrow and assign it a date. And then let's say if tomorrow is greater than today, cout tomorrow greater than today, and else cout today greater than tomorrow, and Okay, let's build and run the program. Oops, left out a semicolon. No problem. Add that in real quick. Build and run again. There we go. Tomorrow greater than today. And that's right. So then let's turn this around. So let's write a new if statement. If today is greater than tomorrow, cout, we'll do it a little bit simpler this time. Today greater, and else cout tomorrow greater, and save a little time by keeping our output strings short. So let's build and run. Tomorrow greater. So here we've seen in our first example where the relational expression was true, what would happen. And in this particular case, we see what will happen when the relational expression is false. So our greater than operator is correct. Now we're going to move on to the greater than or equal to. The greater than or equal to operator is similar to the greater than operator, except that we have to provide an extra else if to see if all three conditions are the same, if they're equal to. So what we'll do is we'll just copy the code for the greater than operator and then paste it in right below, change the operator to greater than equal to, and then right here we need a new else if that looks to see if they're the same. So we compare the years, then we compare the months, and then we compare the days, d2.getDay, close off the whole expression, return true, else return false. So with the greater than or equal to operator, we have the same comparison, except for our last comparison, we also see if all three are the same, year, month, and day. So let's test our program. Let's test the equal to first, so let's change tomorrow to have the same date as today. And then we'll say if today is greater than or equal to tomorrow, cout the same date, indel, else cout. Actually, this should say the same date. Let's just do it like this. Let's change this to today is greater than or equal to tomorrow. How's that? That's a little bit better. And then we'll say today is not greater than or equal to tomorrow. In fact, let's shorten the first string a little bit more. Let's get rid of the or. Make sure the rest of our code looks okay, and it does. So let's build and run. Today is greater than or equal to tomorrow because, as we can see, they're the same. Let's make today less than tomorrow by changing today's date, then test it again, and today is not greater than or equal to tomorrow. Now let's do one more test. Let's change today to the 23rd, with tomorrow being the 22nd. Run again. This should be false. I'm sorry, this should be true, because now it's greater than. So there are two overloaded operators for relational expressions, greater than and greater than or equal to. I think you should see, without too much trouble, how to implement less than and less than or equal to, and I encourage you to do that as a test to see how well you're understanding how to overload operators. In the next lesson, we'll talk about how to overload the arithmetic operators.